Hi guys, welcome back. So today we've got this Audi R8 in for a carbon clean, but before we jump into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also notification bell, you won't miss when our new videos go live. So an Audi R8 for a carbon clean. This particular car is a V8 Audi R8, so shares a similar engine family with like the B7 RS4, and we know from doing quite a lot of the B7 RS4 carbon cleans, there's a lot of power to be restored on these particular engines. So we're looking forward to seeing if we can restore some power on this particular engine as well. So the reason why the carbon builds up on these engines and really any direct injection engine is because the injectors are inside the combustion chamber, and that means that any of sort of like the blow-by gases, anything that's breathed through the intake, cools as it goes through the intake system. It tends to solidify and make some deposits. Particularly bad on these cars like intake valves, the intake ports, and also the manifold dividers as well. And obviously a high revving, naturally aspirated engine, it relies quite a lot on flow, as does any engine really. So if you're going to limit the flow, you're going to limit the output, and also it can cause issues with knock and other sort of issues with check engine lights, drivability, pure fuel economy, all things like that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting the car on the dyno, seeing what power it is at the moment, how much power it may or may not have lost, get the car in the workshop, and we're going to do a full manual carbon clean. And a carbon clean on these cars, what we have to do is basically take all of the intake off to gain access to the ports and manually clean it. And it's something that a man in the van solution doesn't do, because all they do is essentially put fluid through the fuel system, which obviously doesn't go over any of the intake ports because the injectors are inside the cylinder. So we're going to put the car on the dyno and then get it in the workshop and talk you through the process. Okay, so we've got the R8 on the ramps behind us. So we're just showing you some of these clips now, removing the intake manifold to gain access to the intake ports and show you where the carbon buildup is, which is on the intake ports, the intake port dividers, and most importantly on the back of the valves as well, where you see the majority of it. And why this happens is that on this particular car, like the R8 V8s and the R8 V10s on the Gen 1, they have what's called direct injection, and that's when fuel is directed directly into the combustion chamber, and then obviously goes through the combustion chamber and out of the exhaust. And on previous models or other engines, they use indirect injection, which is where the fuel flows through the intake ports, goes over the intake valves, the intake ports, and the fuel has kind of like a cleaning effect. So it means that no buildup can happen, or a lot less buildup can happen, a lot less dramatically than what you see on these cars. So the reason why the deposits also happen is because it's basically all of the gases and things like that that are breathed through the system. They cool down on the intake ports as obviously they move through, and then they solidify. And it causes a number of problems. So like adds weight to the valve train, which obviously you don't want, and it reduces the flow through the intake ports as well, which obviously on like a high revving naturally aspirated engine is not particularly too great. So we get this cleaned by firstly softening up the carbon deposits with a few different chemicals, and then we use like a granule solution to basically wear away at those deposits, and then we extract them from there as well. So it basically means there's a lot less of those deposits in there, and then hopefully, as we'll see in the dyno in a little bit, what the power is compared to what the car came in earlier on. we finished off dynoing the R8 V8 and the results are in. So this is what the car made standard. So the car came in benchmarked on a dyno, making around 400 brake horsepower and about 472 Newton meters of torque. That's around about 14 horsepower down on what Audi quote the car was originally making. But obviously we know that these cars never ever make the quoted power, more or less. So we're not really surprised to see it lower than standard. And then this is what it made with the decoke being completed. So it's made some pretty good gains. Peak horsepower is up from 400 horsepower to 425 horsepower, so that's a 25 horsepower gain. And then from 472 Newton meters of torque up to around 490, which is obviously around like an 18 Newton meter of torque gain there, so that's pretty big. But obviously that's, as always, that's only like half the story. So the maximum gains underneath the peak, you're looking at around 29 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and about 24 Newton meters of torque at around 6,700. And as you can see, the gains are all the way across the rev range, from the bottom all the way to the very top. So this car is going to be a completely night and day different car to drive. So yeah, let us know what you think of this particular video in the comment, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch other videos of ours that YouTube thinks you'll like, then click up here. If you'd like to watch some other videos that we have in the same playlist, then click here. And obviously if you enjoyed the video, then we really appreciate if you gave us a subscription. And then obviously you'll be updated when other videos of ours go live, and you can do that quite easily by clicking here. Hope to see you soon.